Oh. Hi, Scorpio Sun and Rising. Here are 3 things I want you to know for the rest of 2025. The first one is that Jupiter is going into fellow water sign Cancer into its own domain, which is the ninth house, on June 9th. And because it's in a water sign, it trines you. The trine is the most cooperative angle, which means if you know anything about aspects, you know that they are 2 planets that are making a certain angle to one another, and it can be cooperative, it can be challenging, it can be kind of neutral. Sometimes the conjunctions strengthen a particular influence, but it's not necessarily a net positive or a net negative, although it could be either one of those. Um, but the trine is the easiest flowing of energy in a cooperative way, and it makes it easier to manifest. So when so this is going to form a trine either to your sun or to your ascendant. And in the ninth house, we're talking about the area that Jupiter rules, and it can be anything like long distance travel, anything expansive, higher education. But I would also say, in addition to academia or university, and that could be teaching too, it doesn't have to be just learning, but it could be, if you're studying something of a spiritual nature, because this is the God house, then I wouldn't limit it to the university for higher learning. Publishing, this is the house of, I would say, just like in general, positivity or optimism, too. So this can give you just in general expansion on steroids because Jupiter is in its own domain, which already represents this. And because it trines you, it makes it so much easier to manifest whatever it is that you're looking for. So I feel that some Scorpio people will be traveling long distance and maybe even living abroad, and that this would be like a very positive thing for you because there's other things going on, especially with relationships and love itself, that I think might even play into this, because this is possibly, like for some of you, a career move. Either you're getting assigned by a company or you're working for yourself and you're a digital nomad, that kind of thing. So the second thing I want you to know is that Uranus is finally leaving your 7th house. Uranus has been in Taurus, I don't even know how long, probably since 2017 or 18. I happen to be Taurus rising, so this has definitely been affecting me. And the thing about it is that one of the things that Uranus really can do is make things very unsettled. Now, this is not necessarily a bad thing, although if you're a fixed sign, this could this could drive you cuckoo because you want things to be settled. So in the 7th house, this is connected to committed partnership in particular. And you might have found since around 17 or 18, whenever it began, because it did go it goes retrograde, every year. So it's hard to, I can't remember when it officially entered Taurus, but definitely at least 6 or 7 years ago, or even like 8 years ago, maybe. That you may have resisted forming partnerships, getting married, or like, and this would be atypical for a Scorpio person, by the way, if you were romantically involved with someone, obviously, but you may have been like either, no, let's just live together, or let's just, see each other, but we're going to keep our own houses, our own apartments, whatever. We're not going to move in together because Scorpio is one of those signs that you want to possess another person, body, mind, and soul. And of course, there are outliers. There are those wacky Scorpios who don't fit the bill, but in general, that's how you behave. And that could be quite difficult when Uranus is in the seventh house, because you want more freedom at that time. So now it's finally leaving this house. So maybe it's leaving this house, and maybe now you're going to be more open to committed partnership. It is going to, go back into Taurus eventually, but at least for now, you're going to have it away from that house. And the third thing I want you to know is that September is going to be crazy for you in terms of love and social engagements. On the first of the month, Saturn, which has been in Aries since May, goes back into Pisces. So it goes back into that fifth house. And Saturn is a planet that's associated with discipline. So it may revisit these issues of commitment to love. And then on the 7th, there is a lunar eclipse as also in Pisces, 15 degrees of Pisces. And that can be a time of falling back in love with someone, especially since Saturn is there. And I don't mean that I feel like people go in and out of love, but it's kind of like a lunar eclipse can bring like this major aha moment or spiritual download that kind of like shakes you out of this stupor. And then you're like, oh my gosh, you know what? Yeah, I really do love this person. Maybe I was afraid to commit. Maybe I was, because of that Uranian influence, you were just so into like sowing your wild oats, being by yourself, whatever. And it can also be like kind of that, letting go of some kind of a past love that might have really hurt you and kind of blocked you from new love, or blocked you from a relationship that ended that now is getting reinvigorated. So that is really something. And actually in November, you're going to have Neptune going back into Pisces. I think it's November. It's like right around the time of actually October 22nd. And that is the date that the sun goes into Scorpio. It's like Scorpio season. It's so funny how these things play out. And actually, even in November, Uranus goes back into Taurus. And that's during Scorpio season, November 7th. So that's back into your 7th house. So yeah, there's like these relationship issues that are kind of in and out in those fall months, at least northern hemisphere, spring in the southern. So that's what I have for you, Scorpio. If you would like to explore more of your transits, I do transit readings that are on demand for the next 12 months, whenever those 12 months are. I do natal chart interpretations, and I have like a combination package deal of those two full-length readings, an hour long each, for a special price called my deep dive reading. And I even have one with the tarot called The Whole Enchilada. You can find out more information at the link below. Thanks for listening. Bye.